Okay, we are here for Vertigo Attack episode number 71, the penultimate episode of Vertigo Attack before we start July with our new format. And of course, back at the Broadlands Arena for this, we start off with our opening contest, the Tag Team Champions in non-title action against the Sonic Kamina. Decent wrestling, didn't have much heat though. Tankman and Lamar, of course, in just under 10 minutes gets the win. Tankman pins Yuki Ueno. And not too bad there. 56 is good, but yeah, all in all, pretty good. Solid opener. And Tankman and Lamar, after the match, grabbing a mic. Post-match, they said they're taking on all comers, and they mean it, and they were going to continue to take on all comers, and they will be backstage watching the main event tonight to see who their next challengers will be. We get a vignette for Alex Shelley, a quick vignette showing some highlights of Alex Shelley, and he will be in action on the final episode of Attack next week in a world title tune-up match. So we have Alex Shelley to look forward to. And then we go to yet another vignette, this time with Shinsuke Nakamura. He's in Japan right now, sparring and getting in some of the MMA training that he's been used to, at least for a little bit. And he's warning Matt Cardona just exactly what he's asking for. Is he, Cardona's had some choice words about Nakamura, and Nakamura is getting himself focused for their match against each other. I believe that should already be listed in here. Yes. So he is getting himself ready for this match against Cardona at Anniversary Blitz 3. More non-title action, this time with the Heritage Champion Ty taking on the Pro Wrestling Monster Hunter Matthew Palmer. Good wrestling and a decent reaction here. The crowd white hot for this match. Only 9 minutes is all it needed for Ty to get the win with an overtime on Matthew Palmer. And Heritage Champion getting himself a win here in his tune-up, getting ready against Ryan Davidson. Speaking of, Davidson does show up, has a chair in his hand as Ty celebrates, lays him out with a chair, and beats him a couple more times and leaves him there. As staff are trying to break this up, Ryan Davidson grabs the Vertigo Heritage Championship, stands over a fallen Ty and poses with the belt, drops it on him, and heads to the back. So Davidson firing at least one last shot at Ty before their match at Anniversary Blitz, which also should be here. Yeah, that's here as well. Okay. AR Fox comes out, and it wasn't really scheduled. He wasn't scheduled to be here. He wasn't scheduled to compete, but he is unhappy as he had to deal with sort of a drive-by sneak attack by Christian Casanova the last couple weeks. He is absolutely pissed, and he plans on fighting Christian Casanova, and he states that they do have a match lined up for Anniversary Blitz 3, but AR Fox is not willing to wait. He doesn't plan on waiting for Anniversary Blitz 3 to get his hands on Christian Casanova, but at least we do have confirmation, though. Whoops, not add to booking sheet, pre-book match here, as we do have confirmation that AR Fox will be taking on Christian Casanova at Anniversary Blitz. We get a pre-taped interview. Cyrus Fee sits down with Tim Donst, who is one of the three members of the anniversary three-way dance at Anniversary Blitz. Three founding members of Vertigo in Anthony Mayweather and Effie, as well as Tim Donst. And we do get a sit down with Tim Donst. He talks about how he's been kind of losing some of his confidence. He's been sidelined recently with some attacks and with some different hardcore matches that haven't quite gone his way. And this anniversary match will go a long way to regaining his confidence and getting back to where he wants to be in Vertigo. And we get to tonight's main event, the All Night Express taking on the Rascals, the number one contendership to the Vertigo tag team titles. Up for grabs here. Superb wrestling and a decent reaction. The Rascals looked like they were going to get it. They went for 19 and a half minutes. And Rascals looked like they were going to win. Unfortunately, Heath and Joe Hennig came down, provided a distraction, got them distracted just enough for Rhett Titus to hit the muff driver on Zachary Wentz. And the All Night Express pick up a dirty 3, but it's a 3 nonetheless, as they are going to Anniversary Blitz, and the third and final title match is up here, as we will get Tankman and Lamar, the tag team champions, defending against the All Night Express at Anniversary Blitz. Here we go. And tag team titles. So we got 6 matches for sure lined up already. Looking good, looking good. And with that, we end the show, as of course Tankman and Lamar said they were going to be watching the main event. They were here earlier tonight in the opener, and they come out with the tag team titles. They face off against ANX as they stare each other down. Tankman and Lamar hold up the belts and start heading to the back as the show ends. All Night Express looking confident, looking ready to take the belts off of Tankman and Lamar potentially. 59, I'll definitely take that. I'm gonna have to start working on my I'm gonna have to start working on some of my production stuff, I think. It's ridiculous, but man, I'm already losing money on the people. So okay, we are here for Vertigo Attack episode number 72. It is the final TV taping of Vertigo Attack. And we are here, 477 people, nearly half full arena for the last TV show. We start off with immediately with an opening match, Neon Ninjas versus the Acclaimed. Decent wrestling, didn't have much heat. The Neon Ninjas do get the win in 8.5 minutes. The Acclaimed did show excellent chemistry teaming with each other. Fees and Joe, pretty good chemistry calling matches together. There you go. But yeah, Wheeler Yuta gets the win over Caster with a Utalock, and Neon Ninjas get the win. We go backstage where JT Dunn is interviewed talking about Manders. He gets just a couple sentences in before Manders blindsides him with an attack, and JT Dunn recovers to start fighting him. And now we get ourselves a fight between Manders and Dunn, and they start throwing each other around the backstage area, even out into the almost outside the building as well, as they are just fighting each other, just brawling all over where they can. And that's basically where we leave it. We got a vignette. We had a vignette last week with Nakamura. We got a vignette this week with Matt Cardona. He insults Shinsuke Nakamura and calls him washed and says he will find out why Matt Cardona is called the Indie God. So Cardona does give Nakamura props, but says that his time has passed, and Matt Cardona, as the Indie God, will prove that at Anniversary Blitz. I believe that's already on here, right? Yes, we're already there with that. Cool. Get another match here. Eddie Edwards taking on one half of Flip Forever, Andrew Everett. Just over 6.5 minutes is all it takes for a Boston Knee Party and Eddie Edwards to get a solid victory. And then immediately leads us to another vignette, a pre-tape actually from last week. We go to footage from last week after the show, where we get Drew Parker and the Rascals after getting sort of blindsided by the Fed and cost their number one contendership to the Vertigo tag titles. We get them talking about them. They're sick of the Fed and they want to match with them at Anniversary Blitz 3, and that will be thrown onto the card as well. So we will be pre-booking a 6-man tag match, and of course it will be Drew Parker and the Rascals taking on Heath and Hennig, as well as Taylor Wyndham, all 3 members of the Fed. Put that in there, and there you go. We go back to backstage, live backstage, where One Called Manders and JT Dunn, after, good probably 20 minutes or so, once again, these guys have been fighting for probably about 12 minutes at this point. And, they're slowing down definitely, but they're still throwing haymakers at each other. And finally, Nick Dinsmore finds him and starts yelling at him. He said it's enough. He's done dealing with them. He's got staff out to separate them. He says, if you guys want to fight, you're going to fight in the ring and you're going to finish this. And we're going to have a knockout, drag-out street fight between One Called Manders and JT Dunn at Anniversary Blitz. So we're filling out the rest of the card here. So there we go. I think it's just a hardcore match. Yeah, there's not really a street fight. But once again, One Called Manders, JT Dunn. In a street fight. There we go. So hopefully this saga between Manders and Dunn will be over at Anniversary Blitz 3. Jesse Godders of the Neo Body guys taking on Odinson of the End, one half of 2 tag teams. Of course, each man having their group or tag partner out here as well. Decent Wrestling didn't have much heat, though. Caesar ends up sort of distracting Pero as Odinson looked to finish off Jesse Goddard's. Preston Vance gets involved, hits Odinson, blindsides him, and allows Jesse Goddard to hit him with a stunner. And in just under 9 minutes, a surprise victory of the Neo Body guys, getting a win over the End in some sort of fashion here, with the leader, Jesse Goddard, getting a win over Odinson. So it was definitely dirty, but nonetheless, it was a 3. And Jesse Goddard is going to walk away with a win over Odinson here. Christian Casanova is come out to address what AR Fox said to him, as they will have a match at Anniversary Blitz 3. And he doesn't get more than a couple sentences in before AR Fox comes in, lays him out, hits him with the Fox catcher, and stands over him defiantly, starts pointing his finger and insulting him before leaving the ring, and firing kind of his shot at Christian Casanova, as he said he wasn't going to wait until Anniversary Blitz 3 to get his hands on Casanova, and he's gotten it here tonight. But these guys will still fight here in a couple weeks. We get an Anthony Mayweather vignette where he is training for his match at Anniversary Blitz 3. Of course, as the former champion, he plans on getting his title back as this Anniversary Blitz. I believe I put it in here. Let's see. Yeah, Anniversary 3-way dance. There is a shot at the world title here between these 3. So we will have a potential world championship match up for grabs between those 3 guys. So Mayweather's looking to get his title back and looking to get his rematch against Speedball down the line. This is, of course, assuming that he gets past Alex Shelley. Speaking of Alex Shelley, in tonight's main event, taking on Taylor Wyndham. Good wrestling and great wrestling, and good heat. Just under 14 minutes. It was pretty much a straight up match. The rest of the Fed weren't out here. It was Taylor Wyndham doing his best against Shelley, and it just wasn't quite enough as Shelley ends up locking in the Border City stretch on Wyndham and forcing him to tap out. And that is the end of the main event of this show. And we end the show off with Speedball Mike Bailey himself coming out with the world title over his shoulder, comes into the ring, and they have kind of a stare down between each other. Mike Bailey extends his hand, shakes the hand of Alex Shelley, as they're planning on having a strong title match between each other. And we end the show with a stare down between champion and challenger for the world title at Anniversary Blitz 3. 57. All right. I'll take that. We lost so much money. So much money. Good Lord Almighty. I cannot wait to be done with TV tapings and all that jazz and hopefully bring in some people who will buy some merch. Holy crap. All right, here we are. Sunshine Stage Tour in Nagoya. We're back in Nagoya this month for 119 people. I think that's up from like 104 or something. So we're moving up. We're moving up ever so slightly. We're moving up. So like I said, the first number when we came here was not what I was super concerned about. It's if we're continuing to rise up, and we are continuing to do that. So as long as we're putting on shows that keep more and more people coming in, that I'm good with that. So Sayuri Damba is here. She greets the crowd, runs down the card for the night, including the main event of Momoko Hanazono versus Yuri. Intros the opening match was as a three-way dance. It is between Rina, Hina, and Ruaka. A poor match between the three of them. Bout dragged in the middle for a 10-minute match. Three-way dance between them. Ruaka went first, and it was Rina and Hina. And Rina ends up getting the win over her sister and walking away with the three-way dance victory in our opener. We get over to the next match. Himawari teaming with Lady C. And they're taking on Miyakoko Army. Terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Yeah, that sounds about right. There's not... When Chie Koishikawa right now is your ring general for this. Listen, I don't know if you know much about Joshi wrestling, but I like Chie. And Himawari now is probably a better wrestler than maybe all three of them. But at this point, Chie Koishikawa is the ring general of this match. You know it's a not good match. Either way, it goes just under 9.5 minutes. This is why this is a spot show, by the way. I'm just putting on cheap people. I'm just here to put on matches that will hopefully the main events are really the further on matches are what carries it. This is just to get them ring time and fill out the card with cheap people for like $20-$30 a pop. 9:23, Himawari rolls up Chie Koishikawa, gets a surprise victory over the Miyakoko Army. For as much momentum as they had coming out of Shining Stage, to get kind of a surprising loss here in Nagoya. Definitely something. This is me booking Explosion. Exactly. This is what this is, basically. This is the house show of house shows. This is just meant to get some people in the building and grow the popularity a little bit. Once again, some terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. They are very hot, though. Oh, man. Yappy might have to go. She's like in her mid-30s. She's not going to get any better. I like her, but I think she's got to go. I think I'm going to have to bring in some other people. There are other people. There are technically rookies in here much younger, and I think will work better if I utilize them. So, yeah, I might start doing some swapping out, some getting rid of some people and then putting in some new people. That'll probably be just as cheap and might work a little bit better. Either way, Yoshiko Hasegawa taps out Ayano Irie in just under 8.5 minutes. I already know some names too that I'm looking at, so not too bad, honestly. I've already got some people in mind. So, yeah, Ayano post-match insults Yappy, and then, of course, after the little setback they had at Shining Stage, she plans on Revelation becoming dominant once again. And we go to our next match, the Strong Kickers. But this time, instead of Mirai and Kamiyu, it's Mirai and Marika. And they're taking on one half of two different tag teams. One half the tag team champions, or I'm sorry, the Twin Spirit champion in Asahi. And, of course, one half of AI Princess in Nao Ishikawa. And is once again a poor match as Mirai Mayumi and then Asahi are people. Come on now. Off her game. Either way, 9.5 minutes. Mirai Mayumi, Dr. Bombs. Nao Ishikawa gets the win for herself and Marika. We're going to start picking it up here. Last two matches are going to pick it up. Arisu Endo and now Kakuta. 44, okay. Decent wrestling, didn't have much heat. But either way, just under 10 minutes, Arisu ends up getting a surprise roll-up against now Kakuta. And gets the win. So there you go. Bit of a deal there. Surprise win against who I believe, I don't know if they're one of the top tag teams in one half of the top tag teams in Idolfight Project here. So now is upset at the ref. She complains to the crowd about losing before she leaves to the back though. And we get to our main event. Momoko Hanazono taking on Yuri. A poor match. God damn. Dislocated jaw. Oh no. That could change some things depending on how serious that is. I think it might only be a couple weeks, so we'll see. Here's where the chaos breaks out. 14.5 minutes. Yuri gets a dislocated jaw, and that really affects this match here. Blatantly cheats from Momoko here and submits Yuri and gets the win in the main event. Yep, dislocated jaw. And Momoko mocks Yuri after the win and thanks any fans that she has here. Of course, Nagoya is not quite where she's usually at in Osaka, but she still has a few fans and tells the rest to go home. And that is the end of the show. 35. That's still enough because our popularity is like a 6. So, all right, 6 days, dislocated jaw, 6 days. We're good. We're good. In fact, I think she's not on the next show, so she'll be good by her next match. Looks like her next match is in 8 days, so we're okay on that. Haven't watched Modern Joshi, got into stardom about a decade ago. Hikaru Shida, Io Sky, Shirai are the best competitors in women's wrestling, at least in major promotion. Oh yeah, definitely. So, although some of the modern stardom people are definitely up there for some of the top talent. Financial report, we lost $1,900. It is what it is. We're just here to gain a little bit of popularity. 16. Okay, so that's all right. Okay, we are here for the next of our theme shows here at Shinkiba in the Shinkiba series. This time it is Live Stage Enduring Spirit. It is a special show that will be featuring a show-long gauntlet, or most of the show-long gauntlet. We do have an opening match, though. First, we have AI Princess taking on Miyakoko Army. Decent reaction from the crowd. Subpar wrestling. Looks like now Ishikawa did a little bit better this time, and Asako Miya couldn't quite keep up. A little under 8 minutes now. Ishikawa submits Asako Miya, and AI Princess getting a strong win here in the opener. But with that opening contest done, Sayuri Namba here opens up the gauntlet, running down the rules of the Enduring Spirit Cup. Now, the way we have this, I wish I probably had some sort of visual to showcase, but the Enduring Spirit Cup, basically, we're doing this show. It is 6 participants, so I would assume ahead of time we would list the participants. So the participants of this, former Royal Spirit Champion Momo Watanabe, along with Himeka, Rina Yamashita, Michiko, Mei Suruga, and Ram Kaicho are your 6 participants for this. And it is your typical gauntlet. We will be starting off, obviously, with the people who drew number 1 and number 2 in the Enduring Spirit Cup gauntlet. They will face off in leg number 1. Then, of course, person who drew number 3 will be the face off against the winner, etc., etc. We go from winner to winner until we get to the final leg. And then the lucky person who drew number 6 will be in the Enduring Spirit Cup final leg. And the winner of the final leg, of course, will be the winner of the gauntlet and earn the Enduring Spirit Cup. So we start off with leg number 1 of the Enduring Cup Spirit. The ones who drew number 1 and number 2 are Mei Suruga and Ram Kaicho. Now, good heat and decent wrestling between the both of them. It went just under 10.5 minutes. Mei Suruga gets a solid win over Ram Kaicho and gets the win, and she moves on to leg number 2. The person who drew number 3 is Rina Yamashita. Great wrestling and good heat between the both of them. It didn't last very long, just over 7.5 minutes. Mei Suruga tried what she could, but just wasn't quite enough, as she's already a little bit tired from her first match. And Rina Yamashita, even in it of herself at 100%, is extremely strong of a competitor. Splash Mountain by Rina pins Mei Suruga, and Mei Suruga is eliminated. Rina Yamashita moves on against the person who drew number 4, and that is Michiko. Superb wrestling, good heat between the both of them. Rina Yamashita looked like she was going to move on in this tough match against Michiko, and looked like she was going to hit Splash Mountain. Haraneko comes in and interferes, throws her off the turnbuckle. It allows Michiko to get up and hit a swanton bomb of her own, get the win over Rina Yamashita, and Rina Yamashita is eliminated, and Michiko moves on to leg number 4, as she will take on the person who drew number 5, and that is Himeka. And of course, once again, great wrestling and heat between both competitors. Once again, Haraneko trying to interfere on Michiko's behalf after about 13 grueling minutes between these two. And Michiko already a little bit tired. Neko trying to interfere to hopefully move her on. It wasn't enough, as she accidentally hits Michiko, and it allows her to get locked into a torture rack by Himeka, and Michiko is forced to tap out to the torture rack, and Michiko is eliminated. And that leaves Himeka going to the final leg, and obviously we know the 6 participants, so that means she will be facing off the person who drew number 6, the former Royal Spirit champion Momo Watanabe. Superb wrestling and good heat between the both of them. Himeka really had to gut it out here. She already had a 13-minute match against Michiko and had to deal with a second member of Revelation. Then she faces the former Royal Spirit champion, and above all else, manages to actually get the Argentine backbreaker locked in on Momo Watanabe, forces her to tap out in 15:27, and Himeka ends up getting the victory and winning the first Enduring Spirit Cup gauntlet. And Kyoko Kimura, one of the top representatives for Idolfight Project, coming out, presenting Himeka with the Enduring Spirit Cup. Himeka is given the microphone, thanks the crowd, and let's see here. Is it next month or is it? Yes. Okay, so it's not at the upcoming Cork and Hall show next week. There is an upcoming Cork and Hall show next week, but she will not be challenging then. She will be challenging at Summer Gate. So with that, we at least have a pretty big deal here with this, as the next big show will be happening next month, in a month from now. And we have already gotten our main event set up, as Jungle Kiona will be defending against Himeka. So Himeka, with the Enduring Spirit Cup win, has earned her title match. Spirit title. There we go. So she has already gotten herself going to Summergate, going to the main event of the big Summergate show. And that is how we end the show here. 64. Very, very solid show. My God, it was just banger after banger after banger after banger. I mean, for the size of our show, this was just a large series of bangers. 74, 73, 74. Good Lord. I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. And we made money. We made money. We made $210, but we made money. And we gained a little bit of popularity. Okay, we are here for IdolPro's Sunshine Stage Tour in Osaka. 82 people at 176 box. I think we're still moving up. I gotta look and see where we're at with that. I'm pretty sure we're still moving up. So, like I said, it's not about where we started. It's about which direction we're going. So, Sayuri Namba is going to open up the show, running down the card for the night. And we open up with a three-way dance. Himawari, Marika Kobashi, Lady C. And Lady C eliminated first, and then Marika Kobashi. So Himawari getting the win in an abysmal match where Marika was kind of carrying the whole thing. But they were all kind of equally shit. But that's why they're the opener. Speaking of people who are also kind of shit, Raku and Yoshiko Hasegawa, terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. And Raku with a Kawazu drop. I need to change that. I need to change her finisher. Just under 8.5 minutes, though. Raku getting the win over Yoshiko Hasegawa. And there you go. We move on to the next match. It's mostly just a series of matches for this spot show. Yuri and Asahi taking on the Miyakoko Army once again. And terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Man. It really is. And Asahi and Yuri really did their best here. And I figured they were probably going to maybe kind of carry this, but you can only do so much. Either way, Asahi and Yuri, 9.5 minutes, get the win. Yuri submitted Chie Koishikawa. Asako Miya, once again, kind of shit. And we kind of move on from there. So good a win, at least for Yuri and Asahi. Arisu Endo versus Ayano Irie, something that I was hoping was going to be a little bit better than it was. That's fine. I think we're still going to end up with a couple of halfway decent matches. Subpar wrestling and little heat. Ayano Irie did get the win after a distraction from Haruna Neko. So Revelation getting yet another win here in 11.5 minutes. And against a bigger rising star in Arisu. And Ayano actually outperformed her, so interesting. I'll have to keep that in my back pocket, I think. Either way, Ayano getting the win. JK Fallen Stars taking on a tag team of Unagi Sayaka and Ram Kaicho. Once again, subpar wrestling and little heat. Crowd is still hot, though. At least all things considered. JK Fallen Stars do get the win in just under 9 minutes when Hina submits Ram Kaicho. And everyone just did Ram kind of helped carry this a little bit as Unagi was off her game. And JK Fallen Stars getting a win here. We get to our main event. It is Momoko Hanazono versus Miyako Matsumoto in a hardcore match. We've decided between the two opponents here. Since we are in Momoko's hometown of Osaka, she's going to be in the main event. She's taking on the leader of Miyakoko Army in a hardcore match. Decent reaction, subpar wrestling. That sounds about right for both of them. 13.5 minutes, though, for this hardcore match. And Momoko gets the win over Miyako Matsumoto. And it gets the win in the main event of the show. And they both did, pretty okay. All right. And Momoko's going to celebrate her win, thanking the crowd for coming out. Of course, she's going to be pretty much kind of a baby face here in Osaka. So, thanking the crowd and glad to be here once again in the main event of her hometown. And that is the end of the show. 37. It's good enough because we're at like a 6 or a 7. We lost $2,000. What the fuck? Where did I lose $2,000 on? It's probably because I brought in too many people who were worth money. Show cost was $1,000. The workers was a bit, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 people. I mean, we still did good because 19 people, we still averaged less than $100 a person. I think that's the thing, is we had so many people, not to mention the referees and the road agents as well. I probably should have given one of the road agents and maybe even one of the refs the night off. Because, yeah, I mean, 6 matches? Yeah, we probably didn't need all of them there. But we did gain a whole point, an entire point. I'll take it. I'll take an entire point here.